All right, what up, peep? What up? Peace, peace, peace. Hopefully, the Most High Yahusha is blessing your day. By His mercies, you aren't consumed, man. This is another day, man, that the Most High Yahusha let us see, man. Let's rejoice and be glad in it, as the Psalm says. David said, man. Yeah, man, I just want to get into this real quick because we're gonna stay in Genesis 10, man. That's like we just said in the last video we went over, man, how there's certain motifs in the scriptures, man, recurring themes in the scriptures. Because you know what? Because you know how you're dealing with the same God, man. That's why the scripture's so consistent, man. No, that's why it says the word has to flow together, man. Because that's why in Psalms 85 it says the words kiss together, man. Meaning the word flows together, man. It's all the same thing, just different people. If this is all the same spirit, whether it's righteously or wickedly, man. But but it's just different people in different time periods playing it out, man. So that's just is what it is, man. So let's get to Psalms 85 real quick, man. Because just to let you know, you're dealing with the same God, man. Um, this Psalms 85. Yeah. Um, yeah. Psalms chapter 85 and verse 10. It says, Mercy and truth are met together. Righteousness and peace have kissed each other. Yeah, man. So it's talking about the word, because that's what Yahushua came to bring, and he comes in the volume of the book. So, that's what it is. And the word is it all flows together, man. Pretty much, man. So that's just is what it is right there. But yeah, man, we going to go back to Genesis 10 real quick because I want to show y'all something else, man. Because this will let you know how the Most High Yahusha operates, man. It's just like a certain recurring themes, certain things that they do, man. It's just like the fact that yeah, man. It's just a certain recurring theme, man. Let's go to Genesis 10 real quick, man. Because let's get Genesis chapter 10 real quick. Because notice how it says, then we hit Joshua. This is Genesis chapter 10, verse 32. These are the families of the sons of Noah after their generations and their nations. And by these, the nations were divided in the earth after the flood. So see, the nations were divided in the earth after the flood. So let's look at that again. Let's go look at this again. It says, these are the families of the sons of Noah and after their generations and their nations. By these were the nations were divided in the earth after the flood. So see, let's go to now we know this flood was worldwide flood. This is just a flood that destroyed the whole earth, man. This is for the new world, just the Most High House is going to come back and destroy this with fire, and the new world will come. So yeah, man, that's just it is what it is. Well, for the new yeah. Well, that's another story for another day with the whole regeneration, with the whole new. That's something for something else for another day. But let's get to Joshua chapter 24 real quick, because of course this wasn't like the flood like Noah, but it's going line. It's going this is something to think about, man. This is me. I speak as a man. This something to think about. It says now, therefore, fear the Lord and serve Him with in sincerity and truth, and put away the other gods which your father your father served on the other side of the flood, and in Egypt serve ye the Lord. So see, exactly, man. That kind of lines up with Genesis 9, like we were servants and servants. But anyway, but notice how it said on the other side of the flood. So that what happened in Egypt, but they didn't most of Yahshua flood them. So yeah, but let's go to Deuteronomy 32 real quick, man. Because it's all dealing just you're dealing with the same God, man. This how the Most High Yahshua operates, man. Because let's get Genesis chapter 10 and verse 32 again. It says we're gonna get Deuteronomy 32. It says and when the Most High, yeah, exactly. When the Most High divided the nations with their inheritance, when He separated the sons of Adam, and He set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. So yeah, exactly. So let's look at this again. It says, and when the Most High when the Most High divided the nations with their inheritance. And with their inheritance, when He separated the sons of Adam, and He set the bounds of the people according to the children, according to the number of the children of Israel. So see, so isn't after this flood, then He divide the nations again. So yeah, because He separated us from the other nations as well. So Yeah, man, that's just is what it is. Hold on, y'all. Yeah, so that's just is what it is right there. My bad about that, y'all. But yeah, it says, for when Deuteronomy chapter 32 and verse 8, it says, when the Most High divided the nations their inheritance, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the children of Israel. So yeah, so it says, for the Lord's portion is his people Jacob. It is a lot of his inheritance. So yeah, man, that's just is what it is right there. Um, so yeah, man. So Noah said, what was Noah? Noah was the son of God, man. Noah was the son of the Most High Yahushua, man. So they were separated after the flood. His sons, every the nation was divided. Then, just like after the flood in Egypt, like he separated again. So this is so this is a pattern. So we could this all ties into believe on him as the scripture saying. So you're dealing with the same God, man. Because that's why a lot of times even the plagues in Revelation are similar to the ones in and the ones that he did in Exodus in Egypt, because it's knowing that you're dealing with the same guy. Even in 2nd Ezra 15:11, it says, listen, I'll bring those plagues like I did on Egypt again, man, just to tell you're dealing with the same God, man. But that's why even let's go Sirach 2:10, bro, real quick, man, because this was in the morning prayers about not for like how he won't for because they in the morning prayers they read Psalms 27:10 when they David said, listen, even when my father and mother forsake me, the Most High house I won't forsake me, man. But that's why I even says this, man, because not even just the plagues and judgment, just so just to having the trust and the mercy and that he has, man, how his mercy and grace is passed down to generation to generation, man. But let's get Sirach chapter 2 and verse 10. It says, look at the generations old, and see, did any ever trust in the Lord and was confounded, or any did abide in his fear and was forsaken, or whomever did he ever call, whom did ever despise that he called upon him? So, yeah, so exactly, man, so that's just is what it is, man. But yeah, man, that's just is what it is. That's just having trust, and that kind of goes into the what we just talked about, man, having trust in the Lord is everlasting strength, man. So whoever trusted in the Lord was confounded, man. No, man. So that's why it is what it is. Just to know you're dealing with the same God, man. So, yeah, man. But you gotta do what I had to hold up my end of the bargain, do what I gotta do, man. For even for even to come through, man. Because there's certain things you had to do as well, man. So. Yeah, living according to having faith, living according to her promise, and obedience to his law, statutes, and commandments, man. So yeah, but man, we're just having yeah, man, just having that trust, man, just to know that you're dealing with the same, God, man. So this all ties into believing, not, man. It's all ties into believing on him as the scripture says, man. Like you see certain motifs and certain recurrent themes, how the Most High House operates. That's why it's so important. That's why we shared that. I shared that clip from Belly with Method. I forget what his character name was. Method Man's character name was in Belly. When it says what's this when that scene where he says, what's the science, baby? I thought it was funny, but really no, man. That's why important that science is having knowledge of what because science just means knowledge as well. That's why even with the whole pandemic, with the whole COVID thing, they said trust the science, man. They pretty much was saying trust the knowledge of man, pretty much, man. Trust that rather than the Most High House. I trust that rather than the science, because the actual science means knowledge, but with the science that Daniel had was science was the knowledge of God, man. Let's look at that real quick, man. Let's go to that real quick, man, because let's look at this. Because of course, on a natural tip, of course, listen, our forefathers, our ancestors, man, they were very brilliant, man. So they were really well versed in different things. But the science in this, man, of course, did Daniel know science? Because listen, Solomon, his wisdom, he was well versed in many things. That's why I even said, listen, that's why I even always tell younger brothers as well, man, this younger people as well, man, be well versed in different things, because it could take you many places. But that's just really on a natural tip. But because Solomon, he was knowledgeable in many aspects, probably astronomy, anatomy, you name it. He was probably well versed in it. But pretty much the science is the science. There's the knowledge of the Most High House, man. But let's get Daniel, then go get Jeremiah. Daniel chapter 1 and verse In verse 4, it says, children whom there is no blemish, well favored, skillful in all wisdom, cunning in knowledge, and understanding science, and that such had the ability to stand in the king's place, and whom they might teach and learn in the tongue of the Chaldeans. So see, that lines up what we just talked about with Proverbs 22 and 29. But yeah, man, but notice how it says this understanding science. That science is what? The knowledge of what? Of the Most High House. I know it. Let's just get Jeremiah 9:24. Just to get to the point. I was going to read 23, but I'll just get to the point. This is Jeremiah 9:24. It says, but let him let him glory in glory. No, let's read verse 23. Because yeah, man, that's what it is. What it is. Let's say the Lord, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, because why? Your wisdom comes from the Most High Yahushua, man. It's not. It didn't come from like my own merit. Like even the small wisdom I do had, it came from all the Most High Yahushua. Like even the wisdom you had before you came in the word, man, that came from that was of the Lord. But how much more in the Lord now? But it says, thus say the Lord, let not the wise man glory in his wisdom, neither let the mighty man glory in his might, let not the rich man glory in his riches. But verse 24, it says, but let him that glorieth in this, that he understandeth and knoweth me. That's that knowledge, yeah. If that I am the Lord, exercises loving kindness, judgment, righteousness in the earth. And for these things I delight, and saith the Lord. So see, though, those goes into that Matthew 23, the way it matters the law, man. Those are things that it is, man. So yeah, that's the science you need, not the knowledge of him, the Most High Yahushua, man. So yeah, man. So this all ties into like believing on them as Scripture saith, man. So yeah, hopefully my bad, y'all. Got to work on like kind of. I get excited a lot of times too. It could go a little fast, but it's just still trying to get better at it. And yeah, one of the brothers too. I forget about that a little piece of advice that you gave me, that counsel that you gave me about it. But as far as like these videos, man. But I just appreciate y'all, man. Hopefully the Most High House blesses your day, blesses y'all abundantly. We're growing in faith, obedience, knowledge, wisdom, understanding. So yeah, so peace.